Hello everyone. Today we will study about manufacturing ammonia by the Haber's process. Ammonia can be produced on a large scale by the Haber's process. So we will study in detail about this process today. So let's start with reactant. Reactants used are nitrogen and hydrogen. In what ratio? In the ratio of 1:3 by volume. 1 volume of nitrogen react with 3 volume of hydrogen to form only 2 volume of ammonia. It means reaction proceed with decrease in volume and reaction is exothermic. Hence reversible reaction will take place. It means ammonia will absorb heat and again decompose to form nitrogen and hydrogen. So reaction is reversible. Nitrogen and hydrogen combine together to form ammonia and ammonia will decompose to give nitrogen and hydrogen. A reversible reaction attains equilibrium when the rate of the forward reaction and backward reaction are the same and concentration of all reactant and product remain constant, that is they do not change with time. So for obtaining the maximum yield of ammonia, conditions that are favorable to the forward reactions are chosen. So here one thing more you should know, Le Chatelier's principle that you will study in detail in class 11th, but a little bit you should know because we are going to use this principle in this process. Okay. So according to this, when there is a change in the temperature, pressure or concentration of a system in equilibrium, the equilibrium shift in such a direction as to counterbalance the effect of the change. So by applying, how we can find out favorable condition, that we are going to discuss. Okay. Condition which are favorable for the forward reaction, that we are going to find using this principle. Okay. First one we will see effect of temperature. See, this reaction is exothermic. It means heat is liberated in the forward reaction during the formation of ammonia, and this result in a rise in temperature. And heat is absorbed in the backward reaction, that is decomposition of ammonia. Okay. How ammonia will decompose? By the absorption of heat energy, resulting in a fall in temperature. So the higher the temperature, the smaller is the yield of ammonia, and the lower the temperature, the greater will be the yield of ammonia. So it means low temperature should be selected for this process. But one thing more, at very low temperature reaction will be very slow. So what temperature is selected? Optimum temperature, that is 450 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius. This is chosen as optimum temperature. Okay. At this temperature reaction is neither too slow nor too much ammonia will decomposed. Okay. Clear this point? This according to this law, low temperature should be selected, but at very low temperature yield of ammonia will be affected. So which temperature is selected? Optimum temperature, that is 450 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius is selected, and at this temperature reaction is slow but not very slow, and decomposition of ammonia also will be less. Okay. This is clear. Then second we will take effect of pressure. According to the kinetic theory of gases, at constant temperature, the pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the number of molecules striking the wall of the containers. So, what happens if the pressure is increased during manufacturing of ammonia? The equilibrium will shift to the right. It means more ammonia is produced. Why? Because the number of molecule decreases when ammonia is formed, and so does the pressure. Okay, just pay attention here. Number of molecule decreases when ammonia is formed, and so pressure is also decreased. So to counterbalance this change, pressure is increased and more ammonia is formed. So what is the second favorable condition? High pressure. Okay, first condition low temperature but not very low, optimum temperature 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Second condition, high pressure should be applied which favor forward reaction. Okay, and what is the pressure selected? 200 to 900 atmospheric pressure. Normally 200 to 300 atmospheric pressure is used. Okay. So these two conditions most important. Then catalyst. Catalyst, I think you all know what a catalyst. They will change the they will alter the rate of reaction without participating in reaction itself. So here also the speed of the reaction can be improved by using finely divided iron. Why finely divided iron? Because it will increase the surface area of the iron. So here iron is used as catalyst. Then to increase the efficiency of catalyst, one promoter is used. What is the name of the promoter? Molybdenum is used. It will increase efficiency of catalyst. So these are the three conditions: low temperature but not very low, optimum temperature 450 degrees Celsius, then high pressure, and then third one, presence of catalyst and promoter also to increase the efficiency of catalyst. Then number 4, this reaction is catalytic reaction. It means any impurities like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide may poison the catalyst. It means they will decrease the efficiency of catalyst. So reactant should be free from any impurities. This is also fourth condition. Okay, no impurities should be present. Pure and dry gases should be passed through catalytic chamber. Okay, so this is the fourth condition. So this is clear to all of you. All four conditions, these are very important. Reaction and all the condition you must learn. Then one thing more, normally it is asked in exam, source of the reactant. How we obtain hydrogen and nitrogen. Hydrogen is obtained by Bosch process. Only name you should learn. No need to go through the detail of Bosch process that you have studied in 9th class. Only you should know the name of the sources. Hydrogen is obtained by Bosch process, whereas nitrogen is obtained by fractional distillation of liquefied air. Okay. Then last step, what we have to do now? Removal of ammonia. One thing more you should remember, that during this reaction about 15% of the reacting gases get converted to ammonia. So the gases which are coming out from the catalytic chamber, they consist of not only ammonia but a mixture of ammonia, hydrogen and nitrogen. Okay. So one thing, if more and more ammonia is formed, more of it will decompose also. So collection of ammonia is not desirable, it should be removed. So there are two methods to separate ammonia from this mixture. Okay. Number 1, by converting ammonia into liquid, and second one, absorbing ammonia in water. Okay. So normally first method is used. Okay. Ammonia has much higher boiling point, that is minus 33 degrees Celsius, as compared to nitrogen minus 196 degrees Celsius and hydrogen minus 253 degrees Celsius. So ammonia can be easily liquefied by cooling and can be separated. So it should be separated. Second one, that method also you should know, that is absorbing in water. Due to its high solubility, ammonia will quickly dissolve in water when this mixture is passed through the water, while nitrogen and hydrogen are very slightly soluble. So they will remain insoluble and residual gases are recirculated again. Okay. So this is clear. This is Haber's process, complete Haber's process. You should learn name of the reactant, what are the conditions required and how to separate ammonia from the mixture of ammonia, hydrogen and nitrogen. And by this process we can obtain 98% of ammonia by recirculating residual gases again and again, and ultimately we will get 98% of ammonia. Okay. And then one thing more here, you should remember that only initial heating is required. as reaction is exothermic, and further temperature will be maintained by the reaction. Okay, so how to learn this complete process? By using flow chart. First you learn all these things what I told, learn the reactions, conditions and removal of ammonia. Then just see the flow chart also. You can open your book and see ki here compressor is there. Here what is the role of compressor? To increase the pressure of nitrogen and hydrogen. They are compressed to what pressure? 200 to 900 atmospheric pressure in the compressor only. And then compressed gases are only passed overheated catalyst. Okay, what temperature is maintained in this catalytic chamber? 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Okay, and here only this reaction will take place. Nitrogen react with hydrogen to form ammonia. Okay, and then gases which are coming out from the catalytic chambers consist of hydrogen, nitrogen and ammonia. Okay, so they will be condensed. Which one will liquefy only? Only ammonia will liquefy, and hydrogen and nitrogen will not convert into liquid and they can be recirculated again. So this is the process. Thank you.